Yo, we out of traffic, man. We at the next light. No more Black Tears podcast. Mr. DJ Rose is here again. Vertiza, how you doing? How you living?
Man, what's up, everyone, man? What's up, everyone?
Caesar C's, what's going on, man?
Yo, as I always say, what's good, people?
Juice Man's in the building again. What's going on?
Same old, same old. Hey, I just gotta say, man, we gotta start doing this on the pod. Disclaimer. Again, disclaimer.
I do it all the time. I always say, hey, these are
entertainment purposes only.
These are our only views. These are not the views of the podcast as an entity.
Correct. We are not therapists. We can't change or fix y'all lives. We just give y'all our ego, you know what I'm saying, thoughts and stuff.
We always say that, man.
We give the people what they want to hear.
Man, fuck all that. If I said it, I meant it.
True. I hear what you're saying. That's true. But at the same time, we need to explain. We need to let people know, hey, we are not licensed therapists, y'all. We're not here to fix y'all. We just letting y'all know what's going on. News, global and international. That's
hey, Rose, what's going on this week?
Yeah, man. This is episode 101, like we used to do in college. And then English 101, we teaching y'all today. So it all happened in a week. Go teach y'all some sports.
So this week in sports, man, y'all know the NBA Cup. This is the second year of its iteration. In the semifinals, we have the Hawks versus the Bucks, the Rockets versus the Thunder. Also on top of that, the views is down 10% from last year in terms of the NBA Cup. And overall, the NBA viewership is down 28%. Any thoughts on the viewership and this year's Cup?
Yeah, man.
That why?
I mean,
that why right now?
Let's just be honest. Like, how many of us? I'm an NBA. I'm a huge basketball fan. I ain't been watching like that. I've been watching more college basketball games, probably more than I've been watching in my life. And I used to watch college basketball religiously. I've been watching girls basketball and men's basketball. That says a whole lot. We know the teams that are good, but I mean, it's no surprise the way the game is played. We've been talking about this for a while now. The way the game is played, the ref calls. And just the overall atmosphere of the NBA, man. That shit's boring. It's a little boring to me, in my opinion. But I'm going to give you my picks, man. I'm going with potentially upset. I can see the Hawks probably beating the Bucks. The Bucks they got a few troubles going on behind the scenes. And then the Thunder. I just think the Thunder, they've got a great squad. They've just been good for the last 3 seasons.
So who's going to win it all then?
Thunder.
For me personally, I got Hawks and Thunder. I got the Hawks winning it all. Just because I feel like teams that are not meant to win, like be a serious contender, this is what the Cup is for. This is why I said last year when everyone ridiculed me, I feel like we need to do something for the winner of the Cup where you guarantee them a playoff seeding, let's say as high as 4 or whatever, because now people might watch because there's some stipulation behind this, and now the players actually going to play and compete. As far as the viewership, that's easy. It's too many threes in the game. Like, bro, they were saying something about some teams is averaging like 63s a game. I think it's the lowest amount of threes per game is like 30-something a game. Like, it's okay if we watching the Warriors and they shoot threes. If we watching the Rockets with James Harden and CP3 and all them shoot threes. But when you watching teams that can't shoot threes, have no business shooting threes, shoot threes.
Throw it up.
And let's keep it real, man. You a basketball fan, sees, man. The most exciting thing in basketball always has been, always will be the dunk. When you can get somebody that flies in the air and can soar and do his thing, that is the most exciting thing in basketball. We got to get back to making the game more exciting. We got to get back to the players playing. When you get someone like Embiid and Paul George saying that before the season started, we not playing back to backs, and those are the 2 best players on the Sixers. Man, we can't even have shit like that, man. Like, so, man, hey, the NBA, it's no secret. I'm passing on the Rose. This is the most undervalued regular season in all of sports. There is no regular season in any sports league that doesn't mean diddly. Because we know who the top team's going to be. The season does not start to the playoffs. When the playoffs get here, the playoffs don't even start till like the 2nd or 3rd round. Because you got teams in the playoffs that we know can't even compete with some of these top fucking teams in the playoffs. Like last season, I ain't started watching NBA season till I think the Eastern Conference Finals and the West Conference Finals.
That's right.
When I felt like it was going to be actually competitive. So what's the point of me watching a regular season game when I know for a fact, Giannis might drop 54, 12, and 9, But that shit don't mean shit in the grand scheme of things versus the NFL, which the NFL is king, like Rose always says, because guess what? There was a game Thursday night that had implications. And as bad as that game was, one of those teams is not going to make the playoffs, and another team is probably going to win the division because of that fucking game when every fucking game matters. Just like college football. We argued last week about who should have made it. Well, Bama lost to Vanderbilt, bro. So guess what? If you a Bama fan, you should have been watching that game against Vanderbilt because that's the reason why you're not in the fucking playoffs. Or that game against Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I thought chicks did the long ball. Oh, that was baseball.
Yeah.
My bad.
Nigga.
My bad. But it's getting, it's not, people aren't watching because all the best players, the faces are old. LeBron's old. Steph is old. KD, you don't even know when he's playing. It's like we don't even know who's on these teams anymore. So it's like, what are we tuning in to see? Who are we tuning in to see? We don't have a face in the NBA hardly no more because it's except LeBron, but he's 40 years old. It's like, what's the point of turning it on and we don't even know who's playing? Like, it's like watching college basketball. Mm-hmm. It's very boring, but it's something to watch. But we're not killing the TV. Like, man, turn on the college basketball game. That's how the NBA is now. Just like the draft. Like, who got drafted? Who was number one draft pick?
Who the fuck is that?
Who cares?
That's what you say. Like,
and the only reason even though we might know his name because he played for the Hawks.
Exactly.
But other than that, who was the number 5 draft pick? Who was number 3? No one knows.
Number 2 and 3, wasn't they foreign from like France? Like,
that's the only one we even talking about this draft.
Vicks
number 1 and 2 pick are both from France.
Yeah. So.
And we just played them in the Olympics.
Yeah. So. The NBA just got to do a better job with. I don't want to say marketing. It's just that the players got to do a better job of marketing themselves. Like, just being better basketball players because.
I don't even think it's just.
It's the players. They're not.
It's the players, but I think it's the play calling too is a major factor.
Yeah, the analytics has probably killed the game too with the 3 taken. But if somebody is hitting like 8 threes a game, then that's exciting. But when you're missing 8 threes a game, that's ugly to watch.
Yeah, you supposed to be professional. You pull that bitch out, you supposed to hit that bitch.
Hey man, talking about the minors, you just said about professionals. So Teddy Bridgewater, great quarterback in the NFL for a long time. If you black and you love the quarterback position, Teddy Bridgewater was that man, bro, for a long time. He recently went back to his alma mater, Miami Northwestern High School, was coaching high school football. His team is 11-2. They have outscored in the playoffs his opponents by 221-212. Now, for those who might be thinking that they should be the favorites, they are facing Raines High School, who is 13-0. And Teddy Bridgewater talked earlier this week about how when he was in high school, they made it to the state championship and he lost, and he wants to right that wrong. And I'm proud of Teddy Bridgewater, man. He came into the league. People thought he was going, be a superstar. He had some injuries. He had some stuff going on, but he had a decent NFL career. Like Teddy Bridgewater was not a bad quarterback.
So he's not. So who's the? I thought he was playing for the Seahawks. So who's the Seahawks?
You thinking of Geno Smith?
Okay, so Geno Smith. I thought it was Bridgewater. Okay,
but Teddy Bridgewater came in the NFL. He did his thing as long as he could, and he's always been respectable. It's nice to see guys like him retire and have purpose. You can tell that this is what he wants to do. And I'm going to be real, man. I don't know if anybody's going to touch on this. I don't know what he's going to do at this high school level. I would love to see him work his ranks up to the college levels. And I would love to see Teddy in the next 5 to 10 years make it to the NFL level as a head coach because we need more black faces in positions like this. And for all those listening, you always say quarterback is the most important position. This is somebody who did it at a high level. This is somebody that knows offense. So if he gets the opportunity to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL and then become an NFL head coach, I would not say he can't do it because we saw Byron Leftwich do it in Tampa Bay and he did a great job. And if you ask me who's a better quarterback in terms of their career, I think Teddy had a better career than Byron Leftwich did. Even though Byron was drafted to be the face of a franchise, to me, Teddy overall had a better career. So shout out to Teddy Bridgewater. I hope they win this state championship.
Yeah, shout out to him. I mean, anytime we always see like the highlights have been college the last couple of years, even with the next person we'll speak about. College has been a highlight for a lot of former NFL players. I actually am the opposite. I would rather see him stay at the high school level because I want to say the only other player I saw was like he was like a strength and conditioning coach for his high school for a little while, and he was only doing it like part time. But I mean, bring him back to this level. Hopefully, he gains that state championship. I mean, but this is when you say go back to your community, give it back. This is one of the ways you do it, man. Shout out to you, man. And let's see more of that.
Yeah, so Teddy Two Gloves Bridgewater. Does he wear the gloves while he's coaching?
And that's interesting, man. I need to check that out.
Yeah, because I know he's always wear the gloves while he was playing. So, but maybe the glove didn't fit, so they must have quit. So other teams probably go quick when they see him like, oh, that's Teddy Bridgewater for real. He got millions of dollars, so he's probably gonna pay them, pay the ref, so they're gonna win this game. So
right that wrong.
Yeah, he's gonna right the wrong. He got the money to pay. He got the money to pay to play, so he gonna pay to play, and they gonna get the win. Shout out to you, Teddy Bridgewater. Keep doing your thing.
Hey man, talking about somebody who went from the pros and went back to a lower level, Bill Belichick just decided to be the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels.
It's different.
Now, for background, his daddy back in the day was an assistant coach for them. There is a penalty if he decides to leave before the season starts or leave after next season. Well, after this season, he will be fined. I think between $5 and $10 million. He's being given $10 million.
What's the fine again?
Like about between $5 and $10 million.
To be a what?
Coach.
For what?
North Carolina.
This ain't a step down because what some of the NFL players getting paid? Coaches?
I mean, $1-2 million. Yeah, they getting paid a couple million. But
and he's doing so you telling me he getting paid 4-5 times as much to coach a college team than some?
Well, I don't know what the contract is. That's what the penalty would be if he decides to leave early. That's the penalty. So he's gonna have to pay them if he decides to leave early.
So what you think they gonna pay him?
They probably paying him between I say $5 and $8 million because he's being allotted $10 million for his coaching staff. So he's got $10 million for his coaching staff, another $5 million for this new position that me and Rose been talking about, the general manager position. And North Carolina is a very popular school, so we know that they don't have a lot of NIL money.
That doesn't sound alarming for a college to be spending that type of money on a coach.
I mean, I want to start off with the resident North Carolina fan.
Hey, we had beef before Belichick, years and years and years of beef. You cool with me now? Honestly, I never really paid attention to how he talked. I always see him on the field looking grumpy as shit. So I thought he was one of them coaches that was like, hey, get the fuck out the ride. Like, nah, he sounded like, good morning. How you doing today, Jeff? From the Boston. Shout out to Boston. So, I mean, like, they had it was a waste of time to have that whole hour damn conference and they're asking like way down the line questions. That shit was boring. But, hey, man. Soon we should have Michael Jordan and Belichick playing golf on the sidelines.
He's coming.
Hey, I will say, hopefully this brings a little bit more attention to the ACC. With SMU being in now, is a little bit, switch the conference a little bit. Hopefully, it turns into a real power conference with this new NIL money coming in, a big name coach. I think he's going to be good. I'm not saying he's championship bound, but we should see North Carolina, Clemson, those schools in a round, but it's good for the school.
Hey, man. I think it's good for college football because one thing about college football, it's always been more about the coaches than the players. When college football was at its heyday, from Mac Brown to Pete Carroll to Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, that's been something. Chip Kelly. It's always been about the coaches. The coaches have been the stars of college football. Now, recently, it's becoming more of the players because of NIL deals. So this is good. I think North Carolina will be good because Bill Belichick, and I'm be real, I was thinking about this earlier today. I don't think people understand how good of a move this is for North Carolina. Because in college, and I'm just saying it, because I can see them win the championship within 2 years. Because in college,
that far.
no, I'm gonna be real. Because in college, more than the NFL, defense is more important. Like Rose knows this. You don't need a top 5 quarterback in college to be relevant. And I've always said this. Bill Belichick is probably the greatest defensive mind we've ever seen. When it comes to the NFL. So if he makes North Carolina's defense what Alabama's defense was when Nick Saban was there, or what Georgia's defense is, we just saw what Georgia did against Texas with a backup quarterback. Like, you don't need one of them elite quarterbacks to be competitive, because I said last week, the 2 best quarterbacks in college football, Cam Ward and Shador, they're not even in the fucking college football playoffs right now, man. So if you use the NIL money, if he focuses on defense, if he makes that defense a top 3 defense in all of college football, or hell, top 5, and the ACC is not known for playing defense. We all can say that, right? Yeah. The ACC is not known for playing defense. So if he makes them that good on defense, and he decides to specialize in one thing Bill Belichick defense have is, from Vincent Winford to Richard Seymour, who should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, he loves to fortify that front line. One thing the SEC always has over these other conferences, they do not focus on that front line. So if North Carolina gets defensive tackles and defensive ends that are NFL caliber players, yeah, I can see North Carolina in 2 years being true competitive champions.
I'm going to get it like this. It's going to structure, a.k.a. fundamentals.
Oh, my bad, Rose. Juice Man. And that's why I feel like he went back to college, by the way. I feel like he went back to college
one for that also,
because he understands in the NFL I need a quarterback, and he doesn't understand the offensive game. But in college, I could just focus on defense and be competitive.
Yeah, it's going to be nice because North Carolina, like you said, is going to become relevant now because him as a coach, everybody said, even the pro players I met and know that went to the Patriots, they always say that the Patriots are the strictest team in the NFL. They have a routine. They get up at a certain time. They're the closest thing to the Army. You see what I'm saying? They structured. They on their fundamentals. They on point.
I mean, even then, like the attraction of having a former NFL coach, it's gonna attract people. Even without speaking of not just the NIL money, but they're gonna be like, hey, I want to go work for play for coach.
Yeah, then it'd be nice to see that. Like that's gonna be the new. North Carolina, that was a big move and a great move for them. I'm surprised they was able to get this dude. Cause man, now that sounds serious. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that he took the job, but I thought I was like, nah, he really didn't do that. Like, he needs to be in the NFL. But he took the job. Somebody told me that if he leaves, then his son was going to be the coach.
Yeah.
That his son it's in the contract or something.
Well, that's a sacrifice I was willing to take.
But I'm happy for him because he wants to coach. So if you want to coach, because the Falcons should have hired you.
Oh shit.
And you could have been coaching in the NFL right now, but I don't know what Arthur Blank was thinking.
It's another
Robert Kraft told him, bro, it was like that scene from International Plays Anthem. Robert Kraft said, "Don't do it. Reconsider.
Read some living."
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened, man. But speaking of, going back to college, so the college football playoffs is upon us. It's been solidified. We got the bracket. We know who's playing who. We know who got the buys. And just yesterday, they had the college football playoff awards. And by the way, tomorrow's the Heisman. So if you have any thoughts on the college football playoffs, any predictions, hey, feel free to share them. If you want to talk about the award ceremony yesterday, cool. And if you want to say who you think will and who should, which is 2 differences now, win the Heisman tomorrow, please share that too.
Yo, so let's just take it out. All right. So we seen Cam got an award. What was it? The Arthur.
He got the best quarterback award.
What was it, like the Arthur something?
The David O'Brien.
Cool. So he got it. He got an award. The dude from Oregon got did he?
I thought the Heisman went.
Shador got the best upperclassman quarterback award.
So a couple people got an award. Genty got an award too.
Best running back award.
So I mean, the people that deserve awards got their awards. I'm sorry. The Heisman winner should be Genty. Yes, Travis Hunter has been great on both sides of the field.
Who is Genty? What position he plays?
Genty plays running back for Boise State. He has the most numbers.
I thought they said they gave it to the dude from Oregon. Oregon quarterback got the Heisman.
No. He's in the running. They announced the finalists. They did the finalists.
Okay.
It was a guy from Oregon, Cam Ward, Hunter,
Who's number 4?
Genty, and who's the fifth?
Hunter.
So, I mean, but to me, should be Genty. He's got the numbers. We were talking about Saunders. And then it was somebody else besides Saunders they were talking about. It's like these are the most numbers we've seen since. I wish I had looked it up. Who
You talking
it
about for a
was.
wide receiver or what? You talking about
Nah, from running back.
running back?
For Genty, like we haven't seen numbers like this.
The last person was
Say it's probably Melvin Gordon. Or
Melvin
Barry
Gordon,
Sanders.
yeah. But he's about to break Barry Sanders' record.
Yeah, as long as he get, was it 150 next game?
Yeah, he's only down like
But yeah, like you're not necessarily like, bro, like this is the one year we can say a running back should win it. It should be Genty, man. That's my thoughts on it. And in the game
might
tomorrow,
not want to jinx him because you see what happened to Barry already.
and in the game tomorrow, Navy's about to demolish y'all, man. Who? One time for the Army. Shout out to y'all. They're about to demolish the Navy tomorrow, man.
Army, you gonna demolish the Navy? You think so?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Are they ranked?
Army's ranked.
Yeah.
And they 11-1, man.
As far as the playoffs go, real quick, the only thing I want to say is I keep hearing people say, hey, man, instead of giving the top 4 buys to the conference Power 5 or whatever, the division winners, what we need to do is go ahead and just basically rank everyone best by the rankings or whatever. And yes, you can still qualify for the playoffs, but that don't mean you get a bye. Fuck that. That's what they do in the NFL. I saw an 8-9. I saw an 8-8. No, a 7-9 Seattle team host a Saints team that was like 11-5 or some shit like that. And I saw the beast mode quake. I saw that live, and as a Falcons fan, I loved every bit of that shit. I love the fact the Saints had to go on the road and lose to the Saints, bro. If you win your conference, you deserve to be ranked in the top 4. I don't want to hear no excuses about, well, our conference is harder and this and that. And you know what? Then negotiate out your conference and go to another conference. Then go to one of these weaker conferences. But don't tell me, oh, I don't think Boise State deserve it. Or I don't think Arizona State deserve it. Guess what? They won their fucking conferences, bro. I don't want to hear about that shit. That's what I got to say about that. As far as the awards go,
I agree with that.
I'm going to say this right here. Bro, we ain't never seen no shit like this. Hunter won 6 fucking awards. He won the defensive player, the defensive player of the year award, the most versatile player of the year award, which is named after Paul Holmesbrook. He won the best receiver award, the Walter Camp Player of the Year award, the AP Player of the Year award, and the most impactful defensive player of the year, which is a difference between best defensive player. I guess they're just saying he had the most impact, and that's named after Ronnie Lott. This nigga won 6 fucking awards. Yo, that is incredible, bruh.
Big up.
I'm real. Outside of the quarterback position, and Rose might be able to school me because he's a little bit older than me and he's watching more college football than me. I don't think we've ever seen a player coming out of college that was just, you got to draft this nigga. If you draft him, you're going to be good. Like he's going to do what he's supposed to do. Like like he's going to make the NFL Hall of Fame. Because he's that talented, bro. And I'm saying that before he even played an NFL snap, because for him to do this is amazing. The last thing I want to
jinx him because he might be like Bo Jackson.
The last thing I want to acknowledge, me and Rose, if you've been listening to the podcast this season, we've been saying you got to be greater. Bryce Bolter won the Burlsworth Trophy, which is the best walk-on for a team. That's already a hard award to win. Baker Mayfield has won that award, but that's a hard award to win because you had to walk into a college team of all these players who got scholarships, and you had to make the team and be a good player. Not only did he do it, can you guess what team he played for? He plays for the Oregon Ducks. When I saw that, I was really impressed because you ain't do it for one of these teams that's sorry. You did it for what's ranked as the best team in the country. Do you know how many talented players is on Oregon? So for him to walk on Oregon, be a hell of a player on Oregon, and congrats to you, man. That's what this award is for.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna touch on the college football players. I'm hoping that Gunner, when I say Gunner, I'm talking about Gunner Stockton, dishes those passes. You know what I'm saying, for the Georgia Bulldogs, and
What to your boy back?
I think he might be out for the rest of the season.
What's his injury?
I don't know.
Elbow.
Something wrong with his arm, but I think he might be out. So, but I was talking to one of the former Georgia Bulldog alum today, and he was saying that he used to watch Gunner in high school, and Gunner, they won 2 championships, and he was the man in high school. He's a tough guy. He's tough as leather. So it might be the best thing that, because when he said, well, what you think about Georgia going to do? And I said, man, he said, man, Beck going out might be the best thing for us. I was thinking that because Beck, I don't know what's going on with him. But and then the seating that we're in, I think we have a good chance of bringing the belt home. And I would like to see us bring the belt home because Georgia been through a lot this year, and we need something to celebrate.
Hey, side note, man, you just said Georgia been through a lot, man. If Georgia wins this championship, do you feel like when they do the ESPYs, Georgia should be the team of the year just because of that?
No, because we lost to Bama. If we would have beat Bama, we could have lost. We could have lost to Ole Miss still, but right after the hurricane,
Bama after that hurricane, and then won a championship.
Yeah. Then yeah.
Hey man, so it's a lot of NFL prospects in this college football playoffs. Hey, Tom McShay say Ohio State got 14, Georgia got 13, Tennessee got like 11. We moving on to the NFL week, but before we get started, a quick shout out to Randy Moss, who announced earlier today he's battling cancer, he had surgery, and he has chemo and radiation he has to go through. Randy Moss, you're one of the greatest players to ever step on a gridiron, man. So just, quick respects to you.
Man, I'm respecting that, man. He got cancer, but sticking his thing in something he shouldn't have been sticking it into. And multiplying. That's why he got cancer. The radiation. The radiation was wrong.
So, hey, man, talking about the NFL games and what went wrong. So we got the Chiefs versus Browns. That's a game I'm excited for. Because Pastor Reverend Deacon Jameis Winston, he's a highlight reel every time he steps to that motherfucking microphone.
Prophetess? Or
yes.
prophet?
It's a beautiful thing.
Prophet.
When a nigga says to you,
no, ain't no prophet, because if he was a prophet, he wouldn't throw so many picks. He'd be able to see the future.
Deliver me from pick sixes.
Yeah, because if he was a prophet, he would already know this is about to be a pick six. Let me not throw it. I'm going to run it.
So, hey, that game to me, on paper, it should not be exciting. But every game Jameis has played since he's taken over has been must-watch TV. And the Chiefs have been the best team. I don't keep real. The most Jameis thing in the world would be for Jameis to go against the Chiefs.
He gonna win
and be the second quarterback to beat this team.
He gonna win.
And you know what's
gonna be the team they gonna let win.
You know what else was crazy? I was looking for Jerry Jeudy on the prize picks. They didn't even put him on there.
You know why? Because he last week he was at 56 yards. This nigga had like 200. They scared to put him on because they know how to grade him.
Yeah, because Jameis Winston, since he's been averaging
about 100 yards a game.
Yeah, but
when he's good, he's good. When he's bad,
I guess they lost so much money. They said no.
They say we can't
no, sir.
This nigga no more.
You get nothing. Yes. You get nothing.
You lose, sir. Good day. Yeah. So yeah, I want to see that game. The Bills, Lions. These next 2 games, I'm combining them. Bills, Lions, Eagles, Steelers. Because those 2 games got the MVP, got 3 MVP, well, technically 4 MVP candidates. My bad, Rose.
It's crazy that you said you combine them because they play at the same time tomorrow.
Yeah. And I'm combining them because...
Not tomorrow, but Sunday.
And I'm combining them because Russell Wilson has creeped them into MVP conversation. Jared Goff is back in the MVP conversation because the Lions is just so good. You got to pick someone from a team that's that good. But then the 2 main people is Josh Allen and Saquon. If Saquon can do what he's been doing all season against that vaunted Steelers defense and they win, I think it's almost hard if he breaks the record to not give him MVP. But for Josh Allen, he needs to win this game. You can't lose to the Rams, regardless if you have 6 touchdowns. then lose to the Lions the next week and still be in the MVP conversation. But if he has a game like he did last week or just plays okay and wins, then he'll be in that conversation. The Lions, if they win this game, they pretty much going to clinch that number 1 seed in the motherfucking NFC, in my opinion. And the Bills, in terms of record-wise, they stuck at the number 2 seed. And for the Eagles, if they win this game, they can creep closer to the number 1 seed. They pretty much locked in that number 2 seed. And then the Steelers, just as quiet as it's been kept, they have not locked up the AFC North yet. They still need to try to win these games because the Ravens still have a chance to take the lead because they still face the Ravens before the season's over. So if they lose this game, they're going to be at 3 losses. The Ravens will be at 5 after the bye. And if the Ravens go on a run, it's a possibility that Lamar and the Ravens could come back and steal the North from the Steelers. And I feel like for the Steelers to be a real championship contender, they need a bye in the first. Like they need home field advantage over everyone but the Chiefs. So those are the games I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, they definitely need this win. Steelers, Eagles, Saquon. Without him, they would be struggling. So it's like Saquon's got to play this game. He's already set to play this game.
Season, I just want to say something that Rose said earlier for the pod when he's talking about SGA, always green. Saquon, he always green too. Like no matter what they put his shit at, for some reason he always come through for you if you bet on him.
So yeah, you got to bet on Saquon. The drama with Hurts and AJ Brown, that's going to be a determining factor. But also, Steelers are without Pickens this week. So
again, he's not playing this week.
Nah, he was ruled out Friday. Today, matter of fact, today he was ruled out. They're going to need Van Jefferson, Mike Williams, Scotty Miller. Van Jefferson's been in conversation. Number 1, 2 certified spot as a QB or as a receiver on that squad. And then also the Steelers defense is without Deshaun Elliott and defensive tackle Larry Jagobi, something like that. But it's going to be this is a win the Steelers need. It could go either way with this game. The Eagles, when they're good, but when it comes down to it, they it's been proven they can lose to this. So let's see what happens with that game, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the MVP race this year is so interesting because Lamar's having the better season than he had last year and is balling out of control, but his team got some losses. Saquon is having an amazing season. He's probably about to break the Philly rushing record, who's been held for a long time. Josh Allen is playing the best quarterback as he's been playing his whole career. Pat Mahomes' team only lost 1 game, but he's not putting up numbers. And if Jared Goff didn't throw 5 picks in the game that they won against the Texans, then he would probably be the front runner. But I take it as the Bills and the Lions this is going to be the race for the MVP.
Yeah.
If Jared Goff goes out there and beats the Lions and shows up and has a good game, I'm going to put him in front.
What if Saquon and Jared does what he do, but Saquon goes out there and has 150, 200 against that Steelers defense and they win?
I'm still going to put because it's a quarterback award.
So even if Saquon breaks the rushing record held by Eric Dickerson,
talking about the all-time rushing record,
right, he's on track to do that.
If he breaks the all-time rushing record, then you're going to have to give it to him. But I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to break the all-time. I know he's going to break Philly's rushing record.
I agree. I think he will slow down, but if he breaks that record, I would hate for him to break that record that was created before I was even born and him not get it.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to get there. And plus, the reason why I don't think he's going to get there is because the last game they play is against the Giants, and he's going to need that game to play against the Giants to break the record. And if they got everything locked up, I don't think he's going to go out there and do it.
You know, it's funny. Mike Greene was talking about that, and Teddy Bruschi said the same thing what you just said. He's not going to play. And Mike Greene said, "So you don't think he's going to play against the Giants if he needs to play that game?" And that's when everybody else was like, "You know what? We changed our fucking mind."
Yeah.
If he got a chance to break the record against his former team, the Giants, after what they said about him on Hard Knocks, for those who haven't seen the Hard Knocks on HBO Max,
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm in the same camp. If he need 150 yards, I think he gonna get 250 against the Giants.
You remember what happened last time they played the Giants? You want to go in and eat and break your personal record?
Yeah.
And what he said?
Hey, I think this time nigga won't give him a choice. Nigga gonna be like, nigga, eat on these fuck ass niggas.
And he gonna get hurt. And he gonna get hurt.
That would be a shame because that's been his story his whole career.
And he gonna get hurt.
And then if he get hurt, I know a lot of Philly fans gonna have a lot of motherfucking tears.
Nah.
And a lot of Cowboy fans gonna have tears of joy.
Because that's what we do. Is it tears or no tears?
So TNT, y'all.
Dynamite.
Boom. So this week, Nikki Giovanni, you know, the great civil rights activist, also the poet, and she had a famous interview back in the day with James Baldwin, when she talked about the struggle of being a black woman in America and being a double minority and what black women have to go through, as well as what black men have to go through. She passed away this week. Hey, C's, you and me, we have a lot of conversations about a lot of civil rights activists from back in the day. You know, this is someone that we both have talked about many times personally. What's your thoughts on her passing away?
Hey man, when you got videos of like people like Angela Davis behind plexiglass in the 60s and the 70s, you had to stand behind plexiglass because you thought somebody was gonna take you out. Nikki Giovanni is one of those great writers and poet, author, also an instructor, a professor. You know, she's written books. I'm a fan of James Baldwin, man. He's really like a brother you can see talk. When you can shut somebody up like that, it's crazy to see. So that was a great conversation. If you'd never seen that interview, go look it up. It's James Baldwin sitting down with Nikki Giovanni. That's probably one of the highlights of her conversations. But I mean, she's had talks as late as 2012, 2022. I mean, tight, man. She's written a lot of books. You probably heard her material without even knowing it was her. So, I mean, rest in peace to
Tell them people about that conversation, what it was about.
So basically, I was just about to get into that, man.
Yeah.
So they was talking, and I'm just going to mimic the conversation. James Baldwin said, hey, man, if I love you, I can't lie to you.
Basically, he was saying,
he's about to tell it.
If I love you, I can't lie to you. And because I go through in this world and I deal with all this bullshit, so when I come home, I got to tell you the truth. And she said, hey, the white man treats you like shit, and I get all your anger, I get all your frustration, I get all the brutality. If you love me, you must lie to me. The same way you smile in front of these cracker spaces and all these other people's faces every day, you can't smile in my face if you love me. And that was such a point in the conversation because that happens all the time in the black community.
Yeah, and it was a conversation really where he was like, damn. He had to sit back and look, and he was like, yo, you go out into the world and lie to these crackers all day, put on a smiling face, but you come home and, you know, you bring it out on your spouse or whatever. And I was like, that. It was really a good conversation. You see both sides of the conversation, being a man and the woman's side, too.
I got tears. One, because, you know, hey, whenever we lose our civil rights activists, people that was the soul of a movement, that's always sad. And it has to remind us when people like Fred Hampton, when people like Dr. King, when people like Malcolm X, when people like Medgar Evers, who was shot in front of his kids and his wife, by the way, for those who want to forget. And when people like Emmett Till was murdered, when you see people like Nikki Giovanni pass away at their late age, it reminds you that these people who was murdered at 29 years old and 40 years old, how old they would be today. So that's sad. Also, I'm sad for the simple fact of when we think about race relations in this country, as far as we've come, we still have a long way to go. And for all my brothers and sisters, when you hear me talk about me not really being fond of black people dating white people, this conversation between Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin is the reason why. I feel like as a black man, as a black woman, when you leave your house every day, you have to deal with what you got to deal with, and you come home. The only person in this world that can truly understand what you go through is a black woman or a black man. And so for you to date outside your race, you are dating somebody, no matter how down with the struggle, they don't know how much you communicate with them, they can truly never understand everything you go through when you leave your motherfucking house because they're not black themselves and they don't understand the nuances of everything you have to deal with, from when you drive into work and hoping you don't get pulled over, from when you get pulled over, hoping a simple conversation doesn't end up with you in the morgue, and from when you have a job interview and you don't get the promotion, you thinking to yourself, was I not qualified, or was it because I was black and I see this white dude named Tommy get the job? It's a lot of nuance like that, And I got tears.
Yeah, I got tears too, just for a lot of things that you said. And I believe that when she saw Trump win this election, she said, I can't live in this world no more.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
What Frank Harris said, come take me, it's the big one. It's the big one.
You know, it's crazy. Quincy died the same week Trump got elected.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't take it. I can't take this no more. Like, it take me out. It's going to take me out. I can't do it no more. So, man, I got tears, man, because people like her and then people like other people, like all the people you name, I ain't gonna go to the spill that you did because you did a great job doing it. It's the reason why I always tell people to get out there and vote. And when people tell me that I'm a Trump man and things like this, that means it's use a comb. Like, use a Trump man. Like, come on, man. Like, when use a black man, you look like a black man. If you get pulled over today, what you gonna say? I voted for Trump. Don't take me to jail. I'm riding dirty, but don't take me to jail.
Niggas for Trump.
No, you gonna go down just like everybody else, and they go slap harder on you because you know better.
Nigga, you know better.
Juice man, any tears?
No tears. And see, that's the thing. It's fucked up. I'm fucked up. I'm a fucked up individual because, as y'all know, I'm a veteran. I was in the army, and we was taught not to cry. So it was like, even when it gotta be really fucked up for me to have tears. Like on this situation, I'm glad she lived a life. You know what I'm saying? She lived a whole life. She had it sounded like a beautiful life, and I was thankful she was in this world, and I thank for everything she did for me to help me advance in my everyday struggles. So.
Pam said it better, man. So talking about everyday struggles. So there was a Philly man who had been convicted of murder, did 17 years in prison.
Correction. Actually, I thought it was 17 too. We both read an article that said
how long was
17, 24 years.
Oh, he did 24 years.
So, hey.
After doing 24, he was then exonerated of that 24, given $4 million because they found out that he was wrongly convicted, was back home chilling, ended up killing his girlfriend's homeboy or his homeboy that he gave some coke or crack to for a $1,200 dispute. So for $1,200 dispute, he ended up killing him and going back to prison. I got tears because, nigga, you lost the plot. Like, you lost the plot. You won in life. Yes, you did 24 years in prison. Yes, shit might have happened to you. But you got $4 million fucking dollars. Nigga, if you gonna cry in a shower of money, nigga. You ain't crying
He's still crying in the shower of money because the money's on his book. So now he's back where he wants to be.
But you can't spend that money where you want to spend it, nigga.
Yeah, you can't on booty.
I got tears because, nigga, I always tell you on the pod, don't play yourself out your position. You played yourself out your position, nigga. Tears.
I ain't got no tears. You're where you're supposed to be. You shouldn't have got out the first time. Even if it was wrong, you shouldn't have got out because it just proves you are 50 fucking years old. You won $1.4 million. After 20-something years, after 5 years, I wouldn't have fucking gone back. Over $1,200. I can understand a principle. It's the principle. The money is the money. But forget all that. You dropped a $4.1 million bag over doing something you weren't even supposed to do.
They didn't drop the bag. You still got the money, right?
Probably not now.
It's on his books. That nigga living good, getting booted.
He
institutionalized.
He institutionalized.
The way he wants to be.
He ain't just institutionalized. He's a dumbass.
That's how you know he tricked that money out.
So he back with his boyfriend in prison.
That's right.
Fair enough.
We made it.
They probably gonna lock his ass up state in Pennsylvania somewhere. But yeah, once you out, stay out. Don't do no bullshit. So they probably gonna throw the book at him. He's 50 years old. His life over.
Yeah, no tears, man. He's where he's supposed to be.
And I just said, yeah, I feel you.
He's where he's supposed to be. They exonerated him, but he was guilty. They gave him $4 million, and he still went back to jail. You were guilty. You deserve to be in jail. Matter of fact, they need to give you the death penalty.
Hey, man, talking about being guilty. So earlier this year, if you was listening to the pod, we talked about a man who got sentenced by a judge and then jumped over the counter and attacked the judge. Well, that same man recently was in court and got sentenced by another judge for that assault, for that very assault. Now, his original case was assault with a bat, a deadly weapon, with a civilian, which that was probably like a 3 to 7 year bid. After attacking the judge, he claimed to have mental health. His lawyer said, yeah, he got multiple personalities, schizophrenia and stuff like that. He started crying in court. The lawyer from the previous trial was there, and the attorney said, yeah, man, I fear for my life because, he threatened my life too. And he read a letter from the judge saying the judge basically, that she felt like he tried to kill her. And then the judge, and by the way, all these people are white, except for the person who basically did the attacking. Then the judge in this trial basically stated, you know what? That attack wasn't just an attack on that judge. That was an attack on all judges.
That's right.
Let me go.
Seize.
The reason, when you see the original video, when somebody cleans a 4 foot, incredible. We're like, you know what? This man probably should have played in the NFL or been a track runner in his past life. So I mean, it's like you obviously know, like, even if you see red, like you get pissed off and you see red, you know something's wrong with the man. I ain't never seen nobody move like that. That's right. And there not been something wrong with them. So I mean, like, and the other thing,
Mr. Glass.
something else something else I hate about this case is it's not the fact that the judge was white and then the other judge on this case is also white. She said, I felt like he was attacking me. The way, if he wanted to kill you, she would have been dead. But the fact that I think he just wanted to, like, he was probably pissed off. He wanted to beat her ass. And it was a rushing moment. When you doing that, she's an old lady. You get hurt. But what I hate is the statement she made. This is an attack on all judges. If that was the case, we would have had judges getting murdered left and right, judges getting smacked upside the head and punched in the face. Yeah, you can make this statement, but the optics of it, and then they throw the book at this man. He is going to get out eligible for parole in the 2050s. He had a previous charge. It was questionable. Some questionable things going along with the case. But you have a man pleading. Usually when you hear about a case like this, you usually hear what? Somebody claims mental illness. What do? Institutionalize them. You have an actual psychiatrist look at them. And from what I've seen, the articles and all this information, it doesn't seem like the court did their due diligence.
The crime didn't fit the punishment.
Yeah, the crime didn't fit the punishment, and they did their due diligence and said, hey, maybe this man really is crazy, psychological eval, isolation, blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah, I got tears, man, for the end of what you said. We can't be a society where we claim mental health is important and, we need to give these people resources and stuff like that. Hey, if y'all remember, go back and listen to the episode. Me and Rose, when that nigga jumped over to attack the judge, we both said, and we all mentally health certified. We was like, hey, something ain't right with that nigga. Something ain't right with that nigga. We laughed about it, we joked about it, but we both acknowledge that nigga, he gotta have a screw loose. Because as soon as that he was sentenced, it's like a demon took over. And he just said, wow, 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 wow.
He was possessed. That nigga went fly. He flew.
I never seen no shit like that. For his lawyer to give a history of his mental illness and for the judge to say, hey, this is an attack on all judges, I'm going to say this right. I understand people in positions of power, judges, politicians, presidents, police officers. I understand there is a severe penalty for attacking them and assaulting them. But I will just say this. Would you have felt the need to give him multiple decades in prison had that just been a regular civilian he attacked? Or would you have said, you know what, this is a man who has a mental illness who, instead of needing prison time, he needs medical treatment. He needs help. We're going to put him in a mental hospital and make sure he gets the attention he needs. That's why I have tears.
And it's like he's still gonna like even if they would have did it, it's like he's still gonna go to jail, but he's gonna have the help he needs or whatever.
That's why I have tears, because in a system like this, we are reminded that this system was never created for Black people, and that's why Nikki Giovanni passageway is so significant. This system was never created for Black people. It was never made for Black people, and even to this day, Black people are living in the system, and we are trying to figure out how to operate in the system that does not benefit us in no type of fucking way. Because if this was been a white individual, I just really want to ask the question: do we feel like this he would have been handled the same way had he been white, or would there have been accommodations made saying, you know what, he already had a history of mental illness, as well as he went through a traumatic experience, being told he's been going to be sentenced to prison for 6 to 7 years? We can give him a pass. That's all I ask the people listening is: do you feel like the situation would have been the same had he been white? Rose.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears, and I don't think the situation would have been the same. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, so talking about people that probably have mental disorders, there was a white woman in Grovetown, CSRA 706 every day, y'all, who apparently was going through something with Child Protective Services. Her mom, the child's grandma, basically was supposed to be getting custody of the kid, or already had custody of the kid, and basically was trying to sign the paperwork so the mom couldn't see the kid like that. So when the CPS agent came over to have them sign the paperwork and do the documentation, the woman, the mother, decided to start stabbing the CPS worker. The CPS worker was able to evade the house. Police found her covered in blood. The woman looked at her mom and said, I don't know why I did that. The mom later disclosed that she had cuts. There was blood on the child. The child did not have no cuts, but there was blood everywhere on the child. I just got tears, man, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. Every time we get online, I see stories and I hear stuff that make me feel like some of the movies, for those who watch these movies, you might feel where I'm coming from. Some of these futuristic oppression movies where they do stuff, where they scam people and they make you take medicine that makes you infertile or sterile. My bad, sterile. That's right, sterile. I feel like we get into a point in society where we need to start doing that. We need to start identifying who don't need to have kids, and the government need to start doing stuff to make them sterile. Because there's too many situations that I hear about, that I see about. We just talk about more elections. We got 5 fucking kids. And this nigga, Reverend Juice Man, had to give a whole sermon saying, if you can hear my voice, I hope y'all okay. Like, yo, everybody can't have kids. Like, I'm sitting here right now next to what I believe is one of the greatest fathers I've ever been next to, Rose, and another father, Juice Man, who take care of their business, do what they're supposed to do, and Rose got, multiple kids that's doing their thing in life and being successful. But everybody ain't doing that, man. And so the fact that you got someone like this is fucked up mentally. Yo, why is you even able to even birth kids, man? We gotta, government gotta start stepping in and start doing something, because everybody can't have kids, man. We can't just start letting everybody have kids, because shit is crazy out here, bro. Shit is crazy out here.
I got tears, man. It's a sad situation because, obviously something is wrong with her. When the grandmother has legal custody of the kid and it was supposed to be a supervised visit. So, obviously something's wrong with the mother. Just to rebuttal what you say, once you open that door, be careful what you ask for if we were to go that route. But, unfortunate situation for the child and the grandmother. And the CPS worker, because who the hell wants to deal with stuff like this as your job? Like, you're a social worker, not a cop.
See, I got a question, bro. Where the fuck you think your tax-paying dollars going to, bro? Like, who you think you taking care of, bro?
No. I'm saying
you taking care of these motherfuckers that's having kids and ain't taking care of their kids. Let's make that clear for everyone that's listening. You paying for these motherfuckers to take these motherfuckers that's on Section 80.
Before you go off on the spiel, I'm not trying to. We can make this a whole topic, but we're not. So before you go off on the spiel, I'm saying my main point was you're a CPS worker. You're not trying to go to work and have to deal with this.
Yeah,
type of
no. Prayers to the CPS workers.
But to your
She
point
didn't
of
deserve
like,
that
yeah,
shit.
everybody
She
don't need to
didn't
have
deserve that shit.
kids. When you if you bring the government in and let them actually determine who has kids, we've seen these documentaries. We've seen where these people can go, where they want to be in your lives and determine what you can do, what you can't do. That's my point for that. But I'm saying that's a whole discussion. You have some valid points with that, but I'm
I
not gonna get
apologize.
into that.
Finish your point.
Nah, and that's just basically it's like obviously something's wrong.
Yeah, so I got lots of tears for this because I know people that have been in this same situation that was knocking on doors and that sort of situation, and it doesn't happen often, but stuff like this happens, and it's like for her to have to deal with this or him have to deal with this, that was a messed up situation. They better than me because if I was in that situation, I know all y'all was. I ain't running out the house. It's gonna be some hands being thrown or some kits being getting kicked. Gonna have to. I'm leaving here with something. I'm from around the way. I'm leaving here with something. Like I'm leaving here with something other than my life. I'm leaving here with something. Somebody you're not about being in your booking photo with no bruises or black eyes on your face. If you're asking me, you know what I'm saying. But I got tears for the situation. I feel where both of y'all are coming from, but I don't feel like they should put a limit on what people can have kids because sometimes kids make people go crazy. So she might have been perfectly sane when she had the kid, but then after she had the kid, she went crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but people like that, they need, like we said in the last topic, you deserve to be in jail. And they need to throw the book at her just like they threw the book at Buddy. It's about on all judges, on all CPS workers.
Facts, because that's a public servant right there. For those who are listening, that is still a public servant. Last TNT of the night, talking about knocking on people's doors, knocking people out potentially. So Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields got into it on the internet earlier this week. And basically, Remy Ma said that her husband, Papoose, was cheating on her with Clarissa Shields. And Clarissa said, why is you worried about what your husband got going on when you got two boyfriends? Why is you tagging me and shit? And then Remy basically threatened Clarissa. Clarissa said, man, I bet y'all knock your ass out. And, we can get to fighting or whatever. And she even made a whole diss track on Remy Ma. There was a lot of, funny jokes being made that some people felt like those people that are ignorant, they felt like Clarissa can't knock out Remy Ma. And then, I've been seeing people saying, oh, I think Remy Ma would knock out Clarissa Shields.
Remy Ma might cut her.
And then there was people saying, man, Remy Ma would shoot that bitch. And I agree with that. I think Remy Ma would shoot that bitch. I'm going to say this. First of all, I ain't got no tears because Remy Ma, we talked about you early in the year, how you was doing Papoose dirt. How you was out here fucking other niggas and doing all this stuff. So, okay, so now that he decided to have himself a girlfriend and do what he doing, what the fuck is you upset for, bitch? Like, you was cheating to the point where battle rappers was talking about it. That's how bad it was. There was footage of basically before you got locked down, back in the day, before you did your bid, he said, hey, I want you to have my baby right now so I can raise it. You didn't want to have the baby. That's how much that man loved you. That man was willing to raise a baby without you while you was locked up. So now that he with Clarissa Shields and he happy and he living his best life, and now he talking about how, yeah, he put him on you and your boyfriend, and he knocked that nigga out twice, and that nigga didn't want to see him no more. And you spent 4 days with that boyfriend that he knocked out and stuff like that. Man, first all I'm gonna say is this: for those people saying that Remy Ma will shoot that bitch, hey, she will shoot that bitch. But that's the problem with society. Why can't they fight? Why can't they hook? Why can't they squabble up?
Yeah, squabble up. That's the only thing. That first thing I said when I seen that, like, why would you talk to? That's like me saying to Floyd Mayweather, like, man, I'll beat you up. Knowing I can't, or me, well, I'm over his weight class, so me talking to John Jones and saying, well, he out of my weight class now, but before we was in the same weight class. Me talking to him to my man, I'll beat you up. Or me talking to Iggy Adesanya, like, man, I'll beat you up. Come on, man. I can't beat you up. Why would I even say that? No, I'm not gonna say that. Remy, you're not gonna shoot nobody, you're not gonna cut nobody because you already went to jail for that for years. So you ain't gonna do that either. Why you still talking? It's because you're a rapper don't mean you gotta talk. We talked about that with T.I. when he was doing all this, and then everybody in the comments like, why he doing all this? Why he hating on T.I.? I'm not hating on T.I. T.I. is one of the greatest persons that ever held a microphone. But sometimes you just gotta shut your doggone mouth up. You just gotta shut up. You just gotta shut up, man. That's all. That's the only thing I got to say about it, man.
And I'm gonna piggyback off what Rose said. All of y'all, all three of y'all need to shut the hell up. Just like, why is your business? You already in the news, Papoose, Remy Ma. You already got the drama going on now. Are they still married? Are they divorced? I don't fucking know. And I evidently don't fucking care, but it's just the simple fact, like, all right, we see the drama going on, and then Remy gonna have this whole spiel about, oh, he cheated too, and this person did that. It's like, man, shut the fuck up, do your business, whatever. Hey, I'll say this to Papoose. I'll end it on this. Papoose, you better not say the wrong thing to Clarissa. It's probably two-piece you, nigga.
Hey, like I said to you last night before we move on to the what's wrong with these. If you got a mom and your dad, and your mom is out here cheating so publicly that everyone knows about it in the town, but your dad out here cheating, but he doing it in such a quiet way that nobody knows about it until your mom decides to say, well, your dad fucked this bitch. Who's more in the wrong? For me personally, if they both cheating, whoever trying to do it more respectfully is more in the right. And Papoose, he was more in the right than me because he might have been creeping, but he was trying to be respectful with it. Remy Ma was perfectly disrespecting this man. So
even Jesus made a whole song. We ain't make a whole song about it. He made a whole verse about it. Like, man, you messing up this good man. I'm talking about Papoose, and that was one. That was a great song of last year. You know what I'm saying? So go check it out.
Hey man, I don't know what's wrong with these hoes. I don't know what's wrong with these bitches. Y'all, what's wrong with these hoes?
Man, what's wrong with them?
What's wrong with them?
So we got the Wynn Twins, and I hope I pronounced that incorrectly, but the Wynn Twins. No, they're not Asian. They're two black people.
Wynn, W-Y-N-N.
You know, so they was on the Tasha Mack show, and they was talking about how basically they was chilling with some niggas, and one of the sisters went in the room and had sex with one of the niggas, and the other sister kind of heard what was going on and said, "Girl, how did you do that?" And she explained to her, "Okay, we'll just go in the room, cut the light off, and just guide his, dick into your asshole, basically. Sorry for the, details." And then basically she smashed, and she the next day the nigga said, "Hey, I ain't used a condom. Are you pregnant?" Because he didn't know. He didn't know what hole it was. And she said, "Hey, went on a couple weeks passed." She texted the nigga, "Hey, I'm pregnant." Nigga sent her $350, and she basically blocked the nigga. Now, I said all that, and I left this key part out for a reason. The reason why they had to do it that way, where he had to fucking ass, these are trans women. They was born men. They don't have pussies. They got dicks. So they tricked both of these men while they was drunk on a random Friday or Saturday or whatever night to fuck them. C's, what's wrong with these transformers? What's wrong with these hoes?
What's wrong with it, man? First of all, it was a story crazy. When I initially looked at the video, I was like, damn, at least, he was drunk. It's whatever. And, they didn't know about how much, it costs to get rid of something. And it was only $300 in college, $200 was a lot back in college. So, I mean, any amount of money, but it's just like the simple fact of, we simply say, like, my first point is, women, y'all got to stop playing. This is people. Stop playing with people just to get over. Stop trying to get over people. Work a job, get a job, do something where you make some money. There's multiple ways to make money. We always say this. There's multiple ways to make money. Stop trying to trick off on people and get something out of them. Number two, if you are a Decepticon, let them know. There's plenty of people that like that type of thing. If they don't, why the hell are you trying to deceive somebody to coerce them to this shit?
Because they don't want the people that like it. They want the straight people.
And that's a problem in itself. So it's like with all this shit. And then number 3, man, again, stop trying to get over on people. It's just a fucked up situation. It's like, hey, if you're gonna get drunk and try to smash, be real damn careful, man.
Yeah, so I don't know what's wrong with them, man, because this is a perfect example when we always talk about what's wrong with these hoes. It could be a dude or a woman, and in this case, it's both of them.
The nigga.
Yeah. So what's wrong with them? Because like I don't understand. There's no way that dude booty could be that loose that you don't know that that's a booty.
They was drunk though.
I don't care how drunk you is. There's no way that booty could be that loose that you don't know that that's a booty. I never been in the booty, so I don't know. So, but from things that I heard and seen and things like that, it's not easy to do.
Unless that's something they do all the time.
Unless you prepare for it, like with lube and all this other stuff. But this a random night out of the town, like, oh yeah, this come through and like, cause I ain't hear nothing about I lubed up, I did this and this. This is a random like, and then lots of times when I hear about this, it's a nasty situation. It's a nasty situation, like where it's stuff coming out the back, and you know what I'm saying. Like I don't want to ruin all y'all memories or whatever, but from what I heard, it's a nasty situation.
Can be.
It can be, but not all the time. But sometimes it's a nasty situation. So it's like, ain't no way you that drunk. There's no way. And then the smaller you are, probably the easier it is. So if you're real small, then it might be a possibility, but everybody ain't really just that micromanagement. Everybody ain't micromanagementing like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
people got work.
If the person does that a lot,
it has to be a lot. I'm talking about like
did it
daily, 2 times, 3 times a day.
Did it party all day?
That for that booty hole to feel like so like a real woman. You gonna know when you in the booty hole. That's why the old folks who always say, "Oh, if this ain't good enough, then you can put it in my."
Hey, I don't know what's wrong with these hoes, bro. Hey, and I say all the time, bro. These Transformers, we talked about it last week when we was talking about sitting next to them. And I said, hey, man, I don't want to sit next to no motherfucker like that, bro, because I don't know what's in your mind, bro. These motherfuckers be trying to trick people into doing this shit. And I said this to C's, and I said, C's, I'm going to say this, and it's going to be an issue. But I feel I need to say it. It's a reason why there's an epidemic of a lot of y'all getting killed by niggas. Because since we've been doing this pod for the last couple of years, we've covered too many stories. And let me keep it this real for the audience. For every story we cover, there's another 2, 3 of that same story that we say, you know what, bro, we talked about it last week, we're not going to cover it again. But Rose can testify to this, so can C's. We've seen too many stories sent to our group chat of transgenders tricking niggas into fucking them or giving them head or some shit. And there are niggas out there who, you know, if they like get tricked, they might say, you know what, bro, fuck it, bro, just don't talk to me no more. But then there are niggas who get tricked and they will lose their shit. You don't know if they're going to beat the shit out of you. You don't know if they're going to strangle you. You don't know if they're going to shoot you. Like, y'all playing a dangerous game, bro. Because I'm telling you, bro, y'all keep fucking with niggas. There's too many niggas out here in 2024. Whether it's LA, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, they like that shit.
They don't want those dudes. They don't want gay dudes.
And
they want straight dudes.
And that's the problem. Y'all keep trying to fuck these niggas that y'all know don't like y'all.
Just like Puff Daddy and Jay-Z and
stop.
LeBron James, they want virgins. My bad, LeBron. I know you don't get down like that.
Yeah.
It was funny.
There, LeBron,
They were throwing your name out there, so it was funny,
but yeah, though. But like that's the thing. Y'all better stop fucking with these motherfuckers because when you get yourself in a situation where you in the house and you run in your bathroom and you locking the door and you calling 911 saying this nigga banging on the door, don't let me be the cop because I'm gonna be like, so did you trick the nigga? And if you say yeah, oh we ain't coming. You going to figure that shit out, man, because this shit is ridiculous right here. The fact that you had two niggas that not only did you trick them to fuck you, then you tricked the nigga and send you $350, bruh.
Talking about you was pregnant.
Come on, man. Come on. You already got over. You already got over and got some deep from a nigga that would normally wouldn't give you no deep.
So basically, the baby's gonna be an asshole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now you made this nigga give you $350. And this is the crazy part. Rose talks about this when we move on to the last topic. It's crazy that y'all be spilling this tea online. Cause it's like, yo, do these people not watch videos online? Cause I just want to know the nigga who saw this video and it's gonna be like, yo, she talking about me.
She's talking about me. So what you gonna do?
Exactly.
Hey, I don't know what I would do. Man,
I would like to think that I care so much about my freedom that I would just be like, cool, I'm just gonna go about my business.
Charge to the game.
But at the end of the day, I'm a human being. I'm not perfect. Nigga, I might lose my motherfucking mind.
Yeah.
And I might be sitting down saying, hey man, can you give me an extra tray?
You gonna get some jail food?
I might be.
All right, Flo.
Because some of that shit is so goddamn traumatizing. And I said this, I'm gonna close by this. I feel like if you do some shit like that, you should get charged with rape by deception.
Yeah.
I feel like that's rape.
That is. But so you go eat some jail food, Flo, and go get some more of that more booty hole.
No.
You might well you gonna go to jail for it.
No, I'm not getting no more booty hole. I didn't like the booty hole when I didn't know it was booty hole.
Obviously he liked it.
Now.
He liked it.
Hey.
He liked it a lot.
If you go to jail, you're gonna be struggling. Last time of the night, hey, that's struggle love.
Nothing better.
So a lot of people be accusing Tyler Perry of always promoting struggle love, and a lot of black women saying, in 2024 they don't want to deal with that struggle love. Dr. Umar Johnson was on the podcast recently. He asked a woman, "You well off, you got bread, you in love with a nigga, you've been with a nigga for a while." This is what he stated in the conversation. And he tells you, I got an idea for a business or whatever, or, I'm trying to build something, but I need you to invest in it, for $700 a month. And he tells you a time frame of how long you have to invest. Would you do it? She said, fuck no. And in the comment section, there was a lot of women saying, hell fucking no. And of course, there was a couple women who talked about their little stories of they invested in niggas and that shit didn't work out or whatever.
Nah, investing and trying to save a nigga is two different things.
There's been a big conversation in 2024 about struggle love. I want to start off by saying, I feel like all love is supposed to be struggle love. I don't feel like love is supposed to be something that you walk into and everything's supposed to be easy from day one. And things might be easy at first, but things gonna get tough at some point in time. Or things might be tough at first, but then things might get better. I feel like if it's true love, you're going to have your moments where things ain't right, and you're going to figure it out. Now, as far as investing in your partner, if you in love with this person, man or woman, and you've been with this person, and this person sits down with you and says, hey, this is my plan, this is what I'm trying to do, this is how long it's going to take, I don't feel like that should even be a problem, especially if in this situation you're well-to-do. Like you making 50 to 70 to 80K a year, like $700 a month, especially when you consider all the stuff that you spend stuff on a month anyway, you should be able to invest in someone's business idea, especially if you're with this person, knowing that you probably, if you're smart, either you're going to have an agreement where you're going to get some benefit of this, product or whatever, this business plan. But this just kind of shows the difference between men and women. Like men are forced to invest in a woman when they decide to get with a woman. Whereas women do not have to invest in a man until after they've already committed themselves to that man. So like before you even make a woman your woman, before you even make a woman your wife, you have to invest in that woman, whether like monetarily, your time, all that different stuff. And then eventually you get to the point it's like, okay, I want to marry this woman, da da da, boom. Versus a woman, a lot of women, I know plenty of women who've never had to pay for dates. I know plenty of women who've never had to, schedule themselves free to be with a man. So like they've only hung out with a man when it's been convenient for them. So it's like when you're not really making an investment in a relationship and you're not making those sacrifices, it's to your convenience. And that's the reason why when you see situations like we talked about a couple weeks ago with Big Bang, where a woman says, "Oh yeah, once the relationship became inconvenient for me, I left." A relationship, it could be your friendship or it could be just a dating relationship. It's not gonna always be convenient. Like me and C's, we friends. If you only deal with me when it's convenient for you, dog, we not friends then. We not friends. I don't care what the fuck you say, C's, we not friends. If the only time you deal with me when it's convenient to you. And if you are dating someone romantically, and the only time you can do something for someone is when it's convenient for you, then at the end of the truth is, then you don't care about that person romantically. You don't love that person because you are only dealing with them when it's convenient. So I was sad to hear all these black women say, fuck no and hell no, because if a man come to you and he's serious about an idea and some stuff like that, and I know C's brought up the point of, well, what is he doing to invest in it? Hell, I might be working 2 jobs. I might have a full-time job. I might be Ubering and DoorDashing, and I might be advocating $400 of my own money. But I might ask you, hey, baby, I need you to advocate another $400-500 so I can get this thing off the boat. I need you to, and in the words of the Mac, for those who see the Mac, I need you to believe in me. And I'm just gonna be real. I thought that was something when you decide to marry someone, you're supposed to be able to look in their eyes and supposed to be, I believe in you. What we doing right here, I believe in what we talking about. Like I thought it was like that Whitney Houston song from A Preacher's Wife. I believe in you and me. And if you don't believe in me, then how can you believe in us? Because I'm part of us. Yeah, so that's weird to me.
So when he was talking to this person, was it supposed to be her husband or just a boyfriend?
He didn't specify husband. He just said someone that you've been dating for a while that you are in love with. He did specify in love with.
Okay, so if a shot is in love with you if you're a person like me, I'm from Memphis, so making easy money, people hoes are serious. That would be an easy thing for her to do, especially if she's well off. For her to donate $600-700, $1,000 into my dream fund. But even if she doesn't have that, then it might not be to that effect.
But she's gonna offer something.
It's gonna be something because I'm from around the way, so I'm leaving here with something. But when I hear struggle love, that's not what I think of. You know what I'm saying? When I hear struggle love, I think about a person that's been in a relationship and they end the relationship. They might be married, they might not have to be married, but they in it deep. You know what I'm saying? They had good times, they had bad times, and then right now they're struggling. So lots of times I can only speak for myself. Like I can hear famous people talk about struggle love, but when you rich talking about struggle love, that ain't it. You probably never, because most rich people have never struggled in their life. They might say they have, but they really never struggled in their life because you don't. It's less than maybe 0.2% maybe of people that really came from nothing. Out of the whole American people, maybe 1% that really came from nothing and are on top of the world right now. But I'm just gonna speak for regular people like myself.
Nah, we listen.
So the best times that I had with my wife was when we didn't have nothing. It was some of the best times I had with some of my friends when we didn't have nothing. When it was a drought.
Because you gotta enjoy each other's company more.
Yeah, and when it was a drought. I remember when the hurricane came. Me and Vertizi, we sitting in my porch. We are in my front room, no lights and nothing. We went in with candles and everything. We had liquor, we had drink,
we had food.
and we had food.
Had music.
And we had our phones. The phones was charged, but I thought we had but we had a really good time. We got drunk.
You would not have told that we was in a pandemic. By the way, we was having a good time.
Yeah, we had a really good time. I remember being with one of my first roommates, and
same thing during COVID. During COVID, we was grilling all the time, drinking.
Yes, I remember being in college at one of my roommates, and they cut our power off, and our power was off for a week or so. And then most of my parents found out when the power was out. I was like, yeah, we had the power was out. Why you ain't tell nobody? Oh yeah, because we was gonna handle it. But and then our power was out at the time of a drought. That's when I was burning trees too. So it was a drought and the power was out. So it's a double whammy. But we had one of the best times. Like, man, we still hustled. We did what we did. We did what we had to do to get the stuff back on. I remember times with me and my old lady didn't have nothing. We had food in the house. We had everything else. But I remember sometimes some cash would come through. It might be like $75. But when all your bills are already paid, you ain't got nothing. You get extra $75. That's a lot of money. So it's like, oh, snap. Come with me, baby. Come let's go ride with me and get the diamond wig in the bill.
Let's go Applebee's.
Let's go to Dairy Queen and get some ice cream, get a blizzard.
Yep. Let's go bowling.
Just do something. You know what I'm saying? And the little stuff counts the most in the long run. Because that's when you know you got somebody that you can depend on. Because if you in a hard time and then you get something and then y'all don't want to split it, y'all don't want to play fair, that ain't no fun. That's like having your friend. You remember when you was kids, or you might probably remember. You see on TV when people are kids, and one person like you have toys, and you got to split them up. Like remember, like we had the army soldiers when they come in the bag. And so like, oh, you only get 2, but I'm gonna get 25.
Yeah.
No, you got to split that evenly so we can set up and we can
both have our own battlefield.
We can have a battlefield. You feel what I'm saying? But no, I'm only gonna give you 2 because these are mine. These are mine. No, I don't want to share. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, those, honestly, man, to your point, those sometimes be some of the best friendships. The friendships where you have a child who, and I hate to use this term, they're poor, and a child that I'm not gonna say rich, but they're so well off, and they come together, and the well-off child just wants to have fun because they're not used to playing with no one else. They don't mind giving everything to the child that's not well off because they just want someone that, like you said, hey, I'm only playing with 100 soldiers by myself. I'm going to give you 50 so we both can have our battlefields because this is the only time I can play with someone that has a full battlefield, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, I feel like the struggle love conversation started with Tyler Perry recently with all his movies and stuff, and you kind of hinted at it before you even started talking. There's a difference between struggling together and you just taking care of it. Mm-hmm. And the problem is so many of these black women have been in situations where whether because a nigga had good dick or a nigga was very attractive or a nigga was entertaining because he was a dope boy or whatever, they found themselves in situations, a lot of these nurses, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know, a lot of these nurses and teachers be dating these fucked up niggas.
From across the world or in jail.
They found themselves financing a nigga lifestyle. And so now they get in a situation where they dated a nigga who got an actual job, but he's trying to do more than his job. He might be a social worker. He might be a correctional officer. He might be in the military, but guess what? He don't want to keep punching the clock. He might have a business or some business idea, and he might say, hey, baby, I need you to give me some money every month so we can do this. And she's like, nah, I was doing that a couple years ago with that dope boy I was fucking with. I was giving him $200-300 a month so he can get weed or whatever and sell it. And I'm not trying to go back to that. And that's your point. No, bitch, you was finances and taking care of a nigga. Mm-hmm. Versus you investing in this nigga, you planting a seed that's going to grow. Well, seeds?
Yeah, so I got 2 quotes. I got 2 quotes both by Bob Marley. First one is, truth is everybody's going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. The second one is, I'm going to just read the first, paragraph of it. If she's amazing, she won't be easy. If she's easy, she won't be amazing. If she's worth it, you won't give up. And if you give up, you're not worth it. Truth is, everybody's going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. So basically, that's the whole quote. I've never seen that quote in its entirety. So it just goes to show you, like, a lot of y'all just picked the wrong people. That's it. It's simply it's not what you did. There's no merits for you doing what you did because you did it out of love. You did it from a place where it was, hey, I really believe in this person, or I want to do something for somebody. I love this person, whatever. Why are you with somebody and investing in this with a person that you truly know in your heart you should have been doing this shit for? So it just and me and Vertizi talked about this last night before we came up with the lineup, but it was just like, why are you? Yeah, you got to have the conversation first of all. It's like, hey, all right, what are you trying to do? It's gonna cost me this much. It might take this much time. So it's like, hey, you can't feel bad if it's like, all right, I'm making more money than this dude, and I got to put some money towards it. You might not feel comfortable with doing 700. Maybe you could do 250. Maybe you could do 350. But you got to. The number one step is just having the conversation. Is like, hey, I'm trying to do X, Y, Z. But I feel like this conversation started off way before Tyler Perry was even in the conversation with these movies. We've seen this trend of women basically investing in niggas, and you've seen like everybody's seen the whole like the hobosexual, where it's like basically a nigga who's sleeping on a woman's couch and he ain't doing nothing. Why are you with somebody like that? Why you let somebody use you? Why don't you want to be with somebody that's actually trying to do something with them? Yeah, he might not make as much money as you do, but he's contributing to the household. He's taking care of things in other ways. It's like, hey, I can't pay 50% of the bills. I can pay 35. I can pay 45% of the bills. But hey, when you need oil in your car, maybe I might not be doing it on myself, but I'm taking your damn car to the shop, making sure you don't get screwed over by the mechanic. Or I'm taking out the trash and you work, I cook, things like situations like this. So a lot of this struggle love is just simply people not being appreciative for what they have and what's in front of their face. They want somebody that's making $100,000 so they can be taken care of. Rarely do you see a woman that says, you got the women that make $200,000, $175,000, over $100,000, and they're like, I just think it would be easier to date somebody that's on my level financially because I don't want the potential for the jealousy or whatever to come up. And that's perfectly understandable. And if a man did the same thing, it's perfectly understandable because you could say financially, most of the people that say that don't simply say, oh, I'm not dating a nigga who makes less than 100,000 because he's gonna be jealous and all. They just this surface level bullshit of where like, oh, I want a nigga that was. Why do you want a nigga that makes $100,000? Because you feel like you can sit back and you don't have to work and you don't have to do shit. There's other things inside a relationship besides just the monetary value. And it's just like, okay, how does this motherfucker treat you on a daily basis? How the fuck do they talk to you? What the fuck do they do for you? Like, hey, I'm struggling, or hey, I'm having problems with this. I'm sad because of blah, 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 blah. Or I'm mad. This shit pisses me off. These people at my job fucking with me. Or my mom just passed away. Shit like just general shit. And that's the part of the struggle love. And it's like,
but I don't really think that's struggle love.
No. I'm saying the conversation.
That's struggling to love.
Yeah.
You're struggling to love. I think struggle love is when you are already together as a couple. And then y'all going through something together.
And it's the thing. It's like, are you?
But I don't. That's my definition. What's y'all definition?
No, my definition is your definition, Rose. I feel like, yo, I'm in love with you. You're in love when we're together,
and we gonna make this thing work.
And whether it's, maybe someone's cheating, maybe there's abuse of being there. Usually, finances are fucked up on both ends. We struggling, like in the situation I talked about a couple weeks ago about Denzel being broke, his wife having to pay for the Uber in a day.
But that was their first date, so that's not really struggle love, I don't think.
I mean, it's not on a deep level, but like just initially, like you hear stories of, yeah, man, our first apartment was a studio apartment or whatever.
And I think that's really the where the definition comes between where it's like struggling through love and struggle love. And I think people have taken the term struggle of, and it's usually the situation where one person has taken the brunt and the heft of the relationship, and they're doing everything for the relationship, where this other person is getting off scot-free, not contributing.
Exactly, and they try to play that as that's struggle love, but that's
just being used.
That's you're struggling through this love, like you've been abused. You're being abused. So like, but as far as like,
there has to be a clear path, man. Because like I said, if there's a situation where you're a waitress or you're a real estate agent and you're dating someone who's in law school or trying to be a doctor, yes, you might be struggling financially, but guess what? You're investing in this.
Mm-hmm.
Versus you just a situation where this nigga working at McDonald's and this nigga talking about he's gonna be a rapper.
Yeah,
but he's already 35 years old.
But I'm saying, what if he's getting off every day and he's literally going to the studio?
He's already 35 years old.
It's still possible.
I'm saying though, versus somebody that's like, hey, it'd be different if we say like, oh, he's 35, he's trying to go to the NFL.
As a full-time job, as a rapper,
if you hit a nigga with lyrics
and it's trash,
and you say to yourself, this shit is trash, then why is you investing? Now I'm curious, because if I hit my homeboy Liz, and I ain't gonna lie, if I start listening like, yo, nigga, you might be able to get us out the hood, nigga.
This nigga
hey,
fine.
Man, hey, nigga, I'll pay for some studio time, nigga. But if that shit trash, I'm gonna be like, hey, man, we go back in the studio the basement, and rework that shit.
Yeah, I've been there too. I done invested in, and a lot of my homeboys, they had fire music, but we ain't never make it out the hood because niggas always want to. I'm gonna move to the A. No, we need to stay here in the borough. We need to stay here in the borough. Take over the borough first. How you gonna move to the A? We need to go to the borough yet.
Gotta take over the neighborhood first, bro. Then we can work our way to the A, man. So, yeah, I think that's a big factor too, man. Like, you gotta see, is there potential for growth here? Like, if you don't receive true potential for growth, then why are you investing in that? But if there's potential for growth, then invest in that and just hope and pray everything works out, man. But I feel like struggle love is a beautiful thing because I feel like all forms of love, true love, there's going to be struggle involved in it. Like, there's going to be moments where you're going to be struggling for whatever reason. Like, it could be financial, it could be spiritual, it could be mental, it could be just some situations. I've had friends who told me, yeah, my wife, my girlfriend, they just depressed. They come home every day, they don't want to do nothing. She barely want to take a shower. Nigga, that's a fucking struggle dealing with someone who's depressed. Because you're not depressed in that moment. So you really want to say, bitch, just get your ass up and just smile.
But you can't do that.
But you can't do that. So to me, that's a form of struggle too.
That's a struggle too.
What you think, Rose?
That's a struggle too. Yeah, that's a real struggle. That's a real struggle because mental health.
Because they might be depressed about some shit that they tell you, you like, they ain't nothing to be depressed about.
But nothing you can do about it.
Exactly.
Other than like, you want to go talk to a counselor, but then most time, I don't want to talk to no counselor. We got to spend more money to talk to this counselor, this, and that. It's hard. It's hard, man. What's up with these final thoughts? C's.
Hey, closing thoughts, C's?
Yeah, man. Know the difference between struggling in love, the ups and downs of a relationship, and just in life. You're not always going to be up, but you're always not going to be down. Have those real conversations with the trajectory where somebody's trying to go, whether it's, marriage or a relationship and friends and family and just ups and downs of life, man. Have those conversations. And when somebody tells you their dreams, usually it's not coming from a place where it's just like, hey, I'm trying to do this. It's like, nah, like this is the shit I really want to do. And these are the steps I'm trying to make it. But yeah, like, be with the right people also is another thing. Making the right choices. Like, are you invested in it? Are you going to stick around through it? So,
Hey, man. This part of the conversation is for all the fellas, all the husbands, boyfriends. So if you're a girlfriend, if you're a wife or whatever, cut the podcast off, go away, come back in like 5 minutes. Yo, for all my niggas out there, stop pillow talking. Stop telling your bitch everything. Stop telling your bitch your homie's business. Yo, stop bringing your bitch to the Waffle Hut. There ain't no reason why your bitch is coming to the Waffle Hut. Like, niggas be really bringing a bitch to the Waffle Hut out here. And while we chilling, we eating our waffles. C's eating blueberry waffles. I'm eating waffles with peaches in it. Rose eating a waffle with pecans in it. I'm using blueberry syrup. This nigga using cherry syrup. That nigga using strawberry syrup. And next thing I know, I see because you done brought your bitch to the Waffle Hut. And then next thing I know, I go around my bitch, and my bitch like, why you cut your waffles differently? Why you put whipped topping in your waffles? When you start getting blueberry and pecans in your waffle? And it's all still because you brought your bitch to the Waffle Hut. You cannot bring your bitch to the Waffle Hut and allow her to associate with the other Waffle Hut bitches to let them know what niggas be doing in the Waffle Hut. Niggas be eating waffles in the Waffle Hut. That's why we in the Waffle Hut. We in the Waffle Hut because it's the one place that we feel like it's safe to eat waffles how we want to eat them. So stop bringing your bitch to the Waffle Hut. Bring it to IHOP, but not the Waffle Hut. And there was an Edmund Rakim piece.
Yeah, man. Y'all catch at the next light, man. We in traffic. And I'm back quiet.